while we have had plenty of comic book movies, over the years, and while we've had plenty of comic book accurate movies over the years, I think Superman is the most comic accurate movie that we have had without being Sin City.
I have to watch it. That's a film that I have not watched. I've seen it in bits and pieces growing up, but I never watched it in full. And I saw like a snippet from it today on YouTube. I'm watching that shit tonight before I go to sleep. I'm watching Sin City before I go to sleep.
I love Sin City, but I will tell you off top, if you've ever read Frank Miller's like Sin City comic, you've already seen the movie, because it is literally shot for shot, word for word, blow for blow, bar for bar. I remember when they were like bragging about, oh yeah, we didn't even have storyboards. We didn't even hire a storyboard artist. We just kept the comic on the set and just use that. And while that sounds like an amazing thing, like an amazing boast, and I used to think it was too, I was like, bro, y'all were a little too comic accurate. I love the movie, but it's just like, it was one of those, I was like, I was glad that Gunn was able to make, when I was watching this movie, I felt like I was reading the Triangle era. Back when like you had to read 4 different Superman books to get the whole story. You had to read Dan Jurgens, you had to read Roger Stern, you had to read Louise Simonson, and I forget the other writer that was in the mix as well. But like you had 4 different Superman, like not like, oh, a writer took over, oh, this writer's writing Superman, this other writer jumps in and writes the issue. No, there are 4 completely different Superman series that are all running concurrently. And you had to be like, all right, well, now you got to read Superman. Now you got to read Adventures of Superman. Now you got to read Man of Steel Superman. And now you got to read this other you got to read
Lexington
Superman.
Steel Superman.
You're right. Like, yeah, you got to read. You got to read the Superman the Impaler. You got to read. You have to read all those in order to get the whole. And like it would, for real, it would be like, hey, this is number 1. Okay, so now you go over here. Here's number 2, and like you would literally, them DC used to have the nerve, the unmitigated gall to be like, you get to the end of Superman number 200 something or whatever, and it'd be like, all right, the story continues in Man of Steel number 16, and it'd be like, Man of Steel 16. I was. Wait, what about Superman next week? No. That story is going to pick up after the Adventures of Superman number 298. And it's like, and that takes place like the Triangle era was like it was a bad era for comic fans, like as far as like from a monetary perspective, but from a storytelling perspective, it was fucking lit.
Jesus Christ.
But like I said, I rock with it.